what inspired you and your team to enter the logistics sector?
We don't call ourselves as only logistics partner, we call ourselves as post-checkout partner. Consumer demands have paved the path for us to evolve. Technology has been at the core of what we do.
You offer so much convenience to your customers.
We came up with a self-service platform. The new age entrepreneurs have to know how to differentiate between a passion and a hobby. Our focus is make process simpler, seamless, bring more and more technology pieces.
Is this scalable?
If you ask me, can it become Apple tomorrow? No.
Welcome back to Rising Sharjah, where we spotlight the innovators shaping our local economy. Today we're joined by Raman Pathak, co-founder and CEO of Jeebly, a trailblazer in last mile logistics. Since its inception, Jeebly has redefined logistics with technology-driven solutions, ensuring rapid delivery and operational excellence. Raman is here with us to share his journey and how Jeebly is empowering businesses in Sharjah and beyond. Welcome to the show, Raman. Raman, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start off with talking about the founding of Jeebly. Could you tell me what inspired you and your team to enter the logistics sector?
We go long back. In 2016, there was a rise of how e-commerce companies or how the internet penetration was happening across the globe. We come from India, and India was buzzing at that point in time. West was, of course, ahead of time what was happening here and even in India. We realized the potential opportunity. We look at how Souk was growing, how other food aggregators was entering the market, how the internet penetration was happening, how consumers were adopting to the technology. Right. And there's a change in overall consumer buying behavior. We understood that last mile delivery or the logistics sector at a broad logistics sector, but last mile is still unresolved. When we thought, okay, why not to try our hands? That's what we're still building. It is still resolving it. A long way to go.
At the time when, the sector was just evolving or in its nascent stage, could you tell me since 2016, how has the company grown and evolved?
Company has evolved. See how a baby grows up, right? You have to take care of a company also in a similar way. In 2016, I don't say we were founded, but I say we were incubated. When you look at the journey, how we have evolved over the time, we started with supporting the food delivery segment and we started working on it. We worked for 1.5 years. Then we thought, okay, we're working in the food sector. How about we try with the e-commerce part of it? We tried that, right? And technology has been at the core of what we do at Jeebly. And since then, the technology is a continuous process where you can keep on building. So, and it evolves the way consumer demands, right? So if you go back and say you wanted to shop something and people were telling you something would be delivered in 3-4 days, you were okay. If you go 3 years back, if somebody is telling you, okay, after 2 days you'll get your product, you say, okay. But if somebody tells you your product will come tomorrow, you are at unease. Yeah. And so why? People are delivering today. So this is how the consumer demands have paved the path for us to evolve. Right. And a consumer has pushed us to change and get those new patterns at the end and deliver excellence to what we do.
This brings me to a very important question. Jeebly is known for pioneering last mile logistics 2.0. Can you explain this concept to our audience?
After 2.5 years of our entire journey, we thought of finding out our niche plus what is our unique value proposition. And our unique value proposition always has been that we deliver on time, we deliver fast. Then that's how. And when we were writing our brand values, our core strength of pillars, a pillar of strengths, that's when we realized that what are the key components which would make from here how last mile deliveries would grow. And that's how we call it. It is last mile 2.0 for us, and we call it as a fast mile logistics. And the fast mile is a combination of the technology and speed and how soon or how faster or how efficiently you can deliver it. We call it a fast mile logistics at the speed of smart, right? That's how it has evolved.
That brings me to our question specifically about Sharjah. Could you tell us how Jeebly services have evolved or how they cater to the unique needs of businesses in the Emirate of Sharjah?
If you look at our presence in Sharjah, we are very much available here. We've got our offices and the warehouses, which is placed very strategically to serve the needs of, I would say, Sharjah and the wider Northern Emirates. The new entrepreneurs or the new age companies or even the existing businesses which wants to get into the e-commerce space. And we don't call ourselves as the only logistics partner. We call ourselves as the post-checkout partner. So when you say post-checkout partner, what does that mean is we can help you to store your goods with us. You can just focus on a technology piece. You can just focus on acquiring more customers. You don't need to be worried about your warehouse requirements. You don't need to be worried about your deliveries. You don't need to be worried about you collecting your payments from your customers, whether it is cash on delivery or collecting payments through credit cards, payment gateways, whatever it is. So we provide them an end-to-end solution. And if you have 5 orders a day or 10 orders a day, it does not matter. And whether you are placed in Sharjah's this corner or that corner, doesn't matter. And we can help you to deliver even same day across UAE. This is for Sharjah. We can do this and people are of course using it. We have so many customers using it at this point in time. And I hope this will keep on growing.
We hope for the same thing, which brings me to the most important question. How does a business sign up with Jeebly? What is the process or the steps that a new business setup has to keep in mind in order to get their products delivered or storage to use Jeebly solutions in a nutshell?
We understood that this need of the smaller businesses requires an immediate step to get onboarded. And when you start selling online or when you are delivering something, if you ask me today or if you can recall, if you go back and ask any courier company to sign up a contract, right, you will take months to do it. You will take a week to get the quotation. And on top of it, they would ask a commitment that how many orders would you have in a day so that we can serve you. Now looking at all these challenges for these small businesses which are kind of growing and wants to grow, we came up with a platform which is our self-service platform. You come online, Jeebly's website, log in, create an account. It takes less than 5 minutes to complete your KYC, get onboarded, and we provide you 30 dirhams worth of credit to experience first delivery for free. And then it's on you. How do you use it? But we ensure that you go live within 5 minutes or in less than 5 minutes. And it's doable. People are doing it. We have been seeing a lot of growth in this segment. People are coming, signing up, start delivering. They don't call us. We don't call them. They don't call us. Business is happening. And it is not only about deliveries. They create an account. They can start using our services. They can start delivering. We collect cash on their behalf, collect other payments, and without any hassle, they get paid on every Monday 5 p.m. to their bank accounts. So this is what we have ensured.
The fact that you offer so much convenience to your customers and so fast, I think it's truly legit that you call it fast mile delivery and not last mile delivery. I've never heard of a simpler sign up process. And this is something I'm sure our audience can resonate with. And I'm sure you're going to have a lot of inquiries coming in after this podcast. And which brings me to running a business with such a large scale of operations. What are the operational challenges or the scaling challenges that a business like Jeebly faces?
I would say for last 7-8 years. But when you look at, there is a continuous evolving needs of the consumers. And I always say in the office also that we have to be adapting to what customer wants. And how do we have that agility? Do we have that flexibility to change ourselves? If you look at worldwide, the logistics companies. And I always say why people would come to you as an individual customer or established business when they're coming to you, not going to the established player who has been existing for ages. There's a reason behind it because they have such big, large corporate structure because of which they cannot make changes. They're not agile, they're not flexible, and they can't really evolve or they can't really service your evolving needs. When we were scaling up at Jeebly, and we still do that, I continuously get on a call with customers, understand, and we keep a tab what is happening in the market. Before a consumer asks, are we able to draw that or are we able to go to our drawing board and draw a solution and say this is what is available. Some of these challenges, these might sound very small or we can do it, but not. When you're at a scale, you're changing certain things which impacts overall of your operations. There are two customers. One says, if you deliver this watch, you don't need to ask customers, you just give it at their doorstep. The second one says, no, this is a costly watch. you need to collect the Emirates ID copy. Immediately the process flow changes, right? And when this changes, you need to adapt that into your business model. And how do you make that change into technology platforms? We've been struggling with it, but yeah, there's a continuous evolvement of these needs, and we have been keeping pace with what customer wants. And this has been, I think, a journey, I would say.
Like you said, business at Jeebly has been a roller coaster, and when there are lows, there are also highs, which brings me to any standout moment or milestone that you can recollect over this period since founding the company to now, which made you feel like, yes, we've done it, we've cracked it.
I would not say that we've cracked it and we've done it. And we've had those many achievements in past 7-8 years. But last one big achievement which I can talk about is in August 2023, we did a drone delivery testing. And that happened with the government support, and a lot of other authorities were involved. And I would say government is really pushing for it, and we are very hopeful, and I'm very excited to kind of that happening on the ground in a real term basis, though it was a real delivery, which we also did. But again, it was a test. So soon, I don't know the exact timelines, but 2 to 3 years, 4 years, you will see drone delivering your packages everywhere. And in Dubai, we were the first one to do it. I'm very excited about it, and I'm very proud of it.
That is truly something to be exceptionally proud of. Like UAE has been among the countries in the world who've been the first at doing something, the largest, the biggest. And to have your brand name attached with one of those milestones is not just a proud moment for you, but I would say for the country as a whole.
What we look at is how Dubai is placed and how Dubai is marketed. The biggest, the largest, as you said, right? Yeah. And if you can capitalize on those activities, why not? And why not be the pioneer in doing something amazing?
As a multi-million dirham company, you have gone through, I guess, around 2 to 3 rounds of funding. Could you advise new age entrepreneurs or potential entrepreneurs on how you go about this process and how they can learn something from your process?
I would not advise, but I will say there are a couple of things to be kept in mind. One is that the new age entrepreneurs have to be very clear, and they know how to differentiate between a passion and a hobby. Sometimes people confuse between a passion and a hobby. There might be chances that you might be practicing some of your hobbies and you figure out that this could be one of your business model, and you might make some money in that. But such businesses are not scalable. And then hence, when these businesses are not scalable, those are not investable businesses. Those, you can be self-employed, you can make your livings, but if you ask me, can it become Apple tomorrow? No. So you have to be very careful when you say, oh, I'm following my passion. So where are you following your passion? You want to really be a self-employed person, or you really want to make it something big and create an impact on the globe? This is something which somebody has to keep in mind. Second thing is, gone are the days where people were funding the businesses or the ideas. It's not anymore. They want to see the real meat in it. Can you really make it happen? You have to, when you're pitching somebody or you have your business model, you have to be very clear on your unique value proposition, what exactly you're doing. Be laser focused on that. And last, I would say, there are billions of people in the world and they've got billions of ideas. When I walk the road, or this can be done this way, but can you execute it? No. When you look at all those parameters, when you look at the process and when you're looking at your business, it's all about execution. And people who are funding you would always look at those capabilities. Are you good at making PPTs, or are you good at making just the blueprints? Or are you able to really make an impact and execute it on the ground? Do you have an ability to get your hands dirty and make it happen? These are the couple of things which somebody should keep in mind. Of course, there are basic essentials, business plans, cash flow statements. Those are, if somebody is doing it, they would always know. And those are primary requisites which somebody needs to possess. That's how I think people should take it forward.
I think that's some amazing insight. If you're not in it to win it, you rather not start. And what you said about having a laser focus on, is this scalable? Is it just something I like, or is this something that I can grow? Is a great takeaway for our audiences. Coming to looking ahead to the future, what's in the pipeline for Jeebly? What's the next big milestone you're looking at achieving?
I would say the achievements are part of this journey. So look at 5 years back. We might be doing an annual turnover 50 million. That was the achievement 3 years back. Now, when you do it next year, it is 60. it's a new milestone, 70, 80. So I would say the journey would have these milestones and the achievements. But what are we doing to achieve those milestones? That is more important, I believe. And that is continuously improving on the technology front. How can you make life easier of your customers? How can the process be so seamless that they don't irritated when they are on the platform? It provides a seamless experience from a sign up to delivery process. And even when somebody is leaving from the platform, I would always say that if they have some 10 dirhams or 20 dirhams in their prepaid account, how quickly you are able to return it. So that they'll say, no, I was working with some XYZ. My experience was good, but in this process, I got stuck. But when I asked for my refund, it was so seamless. So it's not only about that, oh, somebody's leaving and then you don't do what is required, right? So our focus is that we work on that piece, make process simpler, seamless, bring more and more technology pieces, use new tools which are available in the market, overall improve the customer experience, launch new products. So you will soon be hearing a lot about our new launches, which are lined up, and we are kind of preparing on the marketing side and the tech side. This is on the product expansion side. The next is the market expansion. You look at how geographically you can expand yourself. So currently Jeebly is present in UAE and Qatar. So KSA is on the cards. We are working on it. And hopefully we see this also materializing very soon. And with this, we will have new milestones, new achievements coming up, and which we can probably talk about later.
It's super exciting to even hear about this. And geographic expansion in the region is the thing right now, and everyone wants to be in multiple countries. Very happy to know you're already well on your path of achieving this. Which brings me to my last question, which is very important for us to know from entrepreneurs, is what advice would you give the 20-year-old Raman before all this started, or say way back in 2016 when you were starting the company? Anything you would tell that Raman now?
One thing I always think is that I wish I could have been an engineer.
Okay.
This on my personal front, because I'm a commerce graduate followed by my MBA. I always think if I could have been an engineer, my approach could have been much different. Another thing is, which on a serious note on the business side, when somebody's doing this, when you're focusing on your product market fit, you're not necessarily be thinking on perfecting since day one.
Correct.
It can happen on the go, right? So, and I think that brings me on the note where I think we could have scaled much faster than what we have done now, because I always think of perfecting things when I'm going out. I take a lot of time in that. I still take. But this is me, how I operate. Somehow some people should look at it. And this is how I also feel it sometimes, that I take too much of time in that. But yeah, I would say I should have looked into it and people should look at it.
That's great, Raman. I think this was a very enriching session and our audience will have so much to learn from you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Very much for having me. Pleasure talking to you. Thanks.